Yep. A very good evening wherever you are watching or listening from, if you are watching or listening from Kenya. And a good day to you if you are watching or listening from abroad. This is the Black Hot Fire News Update. And today we are going to be looking at, with me, Demori, of course, on a beautiful, beautiful Monday, the 25th of March, 2024. Today we are going to be looking at different things that have been hitting the headlines over the weekend and, of course, today, from the floods we saw to the kidnappings in Nigeria to the elections that are happening in Senegal. So we are going to be looking at each and everything that has been hitting the headline in Africa over the weekend and today. And we are going to start with the elections in Senegal, which is something interesting considering how the political situation has been in Senegal over the past couple of months, with starting with President Macky Sall postponing the election. We are going to come to that in a bit. Let us first look at local news and what was happening in Kenya, in East Africa, before we get to the West African country, Senegal, and we look at what could possibly be the second youngest president politician, the youngest president, the youngest politician we have in Africa could come from Senegal, because I do not consider Traore a politician. I consider him a leader. So we might possibly be having the youngest politician coming in. You can talk to me on the comments on all our social media platforms at Black Hot Fire Network, Black Hot Fire Radio. Of course, you can also comment on our Facebook and YouTube pages. I'm going to be looking at the comments. And if you are listening on the website, you can also leave a comment. So let us start with Kenya, where 3 people are dead and a police officer is missing after a Sunday downpour in Nairobi. 3 people have been confirmed dead and 1 police officer is missing following a heavy rain that occurred in Nairobi on Sunday night. That was yesterday. Reports indicate that the officer was swept off by the floods minutes after rescuing 3 traders and a child at the country bus station. So the police officer who's missing, who has been found dead, according to reports that I've seen, unconfirmed reports though. The unconfirmed report that I saw was that the officer was found dead. But the confirmed report is that the officer was missing. So let us go with the one that has been confirmed by the National Police Service, is that 1 police officer is missing and 3 people have been killed following heavy rains that occurred yesterday in Nairobi. The rains are not even that heavy to warrant such deaths. It is just a matter of poor planning, poor drainage. I mean, it rained also here. It was not that heavy for it to kill people. But the poor planning, the poor drainage in the city is part of the reason why this happened. The officer was swept away while carrying his firearm. And a search and rescue operation is still ongoing. That is what the police are saying. But the unconfirmed reports that I have say that the officer was found dead. So as I was saying, the rains were not even that heavy to warrant the death of the 3 people and the police officer. It is just poor planning, very, very poor planning in the city. There is no drainage. If you look at what was happening in the Nairobi Expressway, for example, let me share a video of what was happening in the Nairobi Expressway. The Nairobi Expressway is a road that costed Kenyans billions and billions of money to get it constructed, but it doesn't have a drainage system. So little rain and there will be no drainage and people are going to get swept off, of course. So this is the Nairobi Expressway yesterday after the heavy downpour, but it wasn't so heavy to warrant people dying. You're not looking at a video of a lake. No, this is not a lake. This is an expressway, not just a normal road, but an expressway that costed billions and billions of money to be constructed. But of course, poor planning. Don't know where the money for constructing the drainage to this road went. So this is how the road looked like yesterday as 3 people died. Yep. In case you're just joining me, this is not a lake. This is a Nairobi Expressway, the most expensive Kenyan road constructed by the Chinese. Costed billions of money. I'll tell you the exact amount it costed, but it was billions of money. And so yesterday there was a downpour in Nairobi, heavy rains, and 3 people died from the rains, including a police officer who was trying to rescue those who were caught in the floods. So this is how the road looked like after the rains yesterday.
Let's start off with 3 people who've been confirmed dead and 1 police officer missing following heavy downpour in Nairobi on Sunday night. Now,
hold on, Demore, pause that. Hold on. That can't be your Chinese. That can't be your Chinese built roads, with with not good irrigation systems for your Chinese built roads. Come on, that can't be your Chinese built road.
That has to be the most expensive road in East Africa, if I'm not wrong.
I mean, it can't be your Chinese built road without good goddamn drainage, a good drainage system when they built that shit. See, this is just crazy. Overcharged. Chinese don't care. They don't care about building your bullshit because hey, you're African and your politicians are all corrupt.
It costed Kenyans 100 billion. Before you criticize it, I want you to know that.
Wow, 100 billion.
100 billion.
$100 billion swamp. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
And 3 people died. 3 people died out of that yesterday in Nairobi from the floods. And a police officer who was trying to rescue the people died. So that makes it 4. 4 people died. 4 people
he died. He died in the swamp trying to help other people caught in the swamp. I thought this was a road. Well, now when it gets raining, it turns into a swamp because the Chinese ain't never built no irrigation, no damn runoff for these damn roads. Good grief! But of course, they're not gonna blame the Chinese for this. It's their fault. You don't got no proper drainage because the Africans are cowards. And they'll still say, we'll pay all your loans off. This happened in any other country that you paid anybody to build roads, that money would be we're not paying for these fucking roads. You better come back and put some drainage on this shit. Or that's the loan is null and void for bad workmanship. That's common sense.
Come on, how is this a road, kid? Look at the road. Look at the road. How is this a road?
Look like a swimming pool. Shit.
But you should.
It means they built. It means they built it.
They know
it's poorly built, Demore.
If you see the road when it's, let me show you a video of the road when it's sunny, and that is why Kenyans were so, they had never seen a road like that. Now
because they're stupid. How the hell you go? Don't you got engineering classes in Kenya? Don't you got engineering students, engineering degrees in Kenya? Looking at the road, you would see just by looking, if you're an engineer, that's a bad road. You could look at it. Any engineer can see a bad road, whether it looks new to the common person. Engineer would look at it and say, man, this road is dangerous as shit. What about when it rains and when this happens? The engineer would know there's no drainage in this area at all. And this is going to be the normal scheme of things right there. All roads look good, Demore, when they don't. When they don't have rain. But go ahead.
When we saw it, we thought that this was it. It looked magnificent. Little did we know that it was gonna be the cause of death years to come. We had never seen a road like that. Never.
Wow, that's
let me look a video of the road.
How depressing the Mortgages team. This is depressing. The African people never seen a road. Oh my God, we've never seen a road like this in 2020. 2023, they got done with that shit. Motherfuckers had roads like
Mhm.
this 100 years ago. You talking about? You know? And yeah, what's going on, Jibba
Uh,
Jab? But yeah, the more it's about this damn road, Africans are all proud about overpaying some shit that don't work, some shit that's going to cause the people to die because there's no proper drainage on the road. That's a damn swimming pool. And anybody who built it, and understand, family, when they build these things,
mhm,
they know this is going to happen. Any engineer that builds a road, they know the pros and cons of the road being built. Chinese knew this shit was going to happen, but they know these are dumb Africans. So what? Overcharge them, and they still not going until they fix the drainage. That's going to happen over and over. Now they have to pay the Chinese double that to come out and
mhm.
fix the shit that they fucked up on. Instead of increasing the loan that they took. This your fuck up. You know what you're doing. You built this shit. Exactly. Everybody, any construction company knows what they're doing when they're building.
So,
They know
so
the
this is the
elements,
dream
what's
that
going to happen. I'm looking at you.
this is the dream. This is the dream that they sold us. This is what we saw when it was first constructed.
Yeah. My engineer and I were like, okay, where's the drainage? Where's the
Yeah,
drainage along
we
this
saw,
shit?
we saw the beauty and the flowers and the lights and you know.
Whoa, look at the lights. We're not supposed to have lights like everybody on the planet. Ooh, we got lights on the road. Woo! Like a child. I'm a, ooh wee. I want everybody happy. Look at these, they all happy. Look at the road we on. Oh my God. Hey, moron. You ask, does it have drainage? How's when it rains? Where does the water go? What happens? Shit like that. An engineer is supposed to ask. He's not an
And
engineer, just
I
a
want
YouTuber
you,
or some shit.
before you blame Kenyans, kid, I want you to read the caption on top of the YouTube on this YouTube video that I'm sharing. It says, "I
Alfonso,
can't
what does
believe
it
this is
say?
Kenya. I can't believe this is Kenya. Nigerian shocked by Nairobi Expressway." So this video was made by a Nigerian who couldn't believe. He
I
had never
know. You
seen
can't
such a
believe because
road
their
in his
roads are
life.
fucked up. Because,
He's never
because
seen
their
such
roads are
a
fucked
road
up in
in Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
Well, of course not. But I bet he's seen it in South Africa. Go to South Africa. This road's
Mm-hmm.
been like that for 50 years in South Africa. Go to South
Mm-hmm.
Africa. They're there. But they got drainage.
Mm-hmm.
Because white people, I bet the roads in South Africa, but they got drainage. So those roads, they just not go to Namibia. They got the same roads. They got drainage. Okay, those roads have drainage on them.
And so, out of the lack of drainage
Oh, look at
and
that.
the poor planning happening in Nairobi, 3 people died, and 3 people and 4 people, including the police officer, was trying to rescue uh, the people. So here is a video of it. Let us watch the video first.
Dead and one police officer
Exactly
missing.
right. Everything the Chinese make jibber jab, it's all faulty, especially when they make for other people. It's always got engineering problems. It fucks up. It's terrible. The Africans, since
Mhm.
they don't believe in themselves to make anything, they go get people that don't have no. It's called quality control. When the Chinese build shit in Africa, they don't care. They're getting money to build all that shit's cheaply made. It's gonna be all crumbled in 5, 6 years. And they got overpaid for that shit. And they still have to play loans for shit that's gonna be crumbled up. You got people swimming in the damn on the road.
Swamp.
We are
Exactly, that's
informed that
crazy.
the officer was swept by the raging floods minutes after rescuing 3 traders and a child at the country bus station. The officer identified was swept away while carrying his firearm, that's an AK-47. A search and rescue operation is still underway along the Nairobi River. Meanwhile, the heavy downpour disrupted livelihoods and learning as a spot check by Citizen TV revealed that some of the classrooms were submerged, with some of Mukuru Kwanjenga residents staying awake the whole night as their houses flooded.
See, this shows it. Now every place floods. I'm gonna be I want to be equal. Every place floods in the world. But
Mhm.
Africa's worse because the cities are never planned right. Every place has
Actually,
flooding.
if you had
Understand that.
me at the beginning
But
of the video, I said, kid, the rain was not even that heavy. It wasn't that heavy to warrant
wow,
such.
I ain't know that.
It was heavy, but not that heavy. It's not rain that was
Yeah.
supposed to kill people, because we are also in Nairobi. We saw
Yeah.
it, but due to the poor planning, lack of drainage, so now the
Yeah, it's
water
poor
would
planning.
accumulate, and that is how it swept off people.
Yeah, it's poor planning
It
of a
wasn't
city, fam.
everywhere. It wasn't that
When you
heavy.
got when you got corruption so bad that
Uh-huh.
like in Africa, you know, Kagame wicked ass when they rebuilt Kigali, he started making like a regular city plan like everybody else. Africa doesn't have any city plan except for South Africa. It just shit spring up everywhere without proper planning, and that's what happens. We don't have proper city planning. We have actual irrigation and drainage and shit. Instead of like Jamori said, there wasn't a monsoon, so it shouldn't have been this much flooding. So it means it's proper building of a city. And so then we go back again to the stealing of the funds to make something that's supposed to work normal in every other place. Got a damn brand new road and ain't got drainage on it. What? And you know, one thing, Gibbet, the road is destroyed because of all that wet, all that water, and nowhere to go. It's gonna soften the concrete. So now they got to worry about the shit collapsing. If this what happens every time it rains, that shit's somebody gonna be on that bitch. That bitch gonna fall in. They be driving. Oh, they get me on the expressway, yay! And that whole thing gonna collapse on their ass. When I go to
And
Kenya, I won't be riding on that shit there, Jack.
in case you thought that was crazy, then wait till you hear other theatrics from other parts of Africa. So a South African parliament speaker was allegedly bribed with a wig. I'm not even making this up.
Oh, wait. With one of them goofy judges' wigs?
Nah, a wig that women wear, that
What?
the wig, just a wig.
Listen, the self-hate. Europeans have done such a job on African people's mind. You get bribed with a funky flea-infested wig of white people's hair. Oh my
This is in
God!
South Africa, and this is their speaker. Prosecutors are alleging that South Africa's parliament speaker took a wig as a bribe. So they have said that they intend to charge the parliament speaker with corruption. Because he has been taking bribes for over 3 years while she was defense minister. So she did this while she was the defense minister before she became. She is a woman. Her name is.
Hold on. This lady was hold on. Slow down, Demore. You read too slow down, damn it. This lady was a whole defense minister of a country?
Yep.
This makes me understand. This lady's a defense minister, Demore, taking bribes with wigs. Demore. That's why we're laughing stock of the planet. This lady's she's a defense minister. And they bribing her ass with wigs? Oh my God, this is crazy. Wow.
So this happened on an occasion on February 2019 when he received a wig at a meeting in the country's main international airport. So
Wow.
the prosecutors are pushing for her to get arrested.
Arrested? They didn't throw her crazy ass under the jail. This is embarrassing. Oh my God. You imagine white people reading this story, Demore's reading, said these niggas' minds are fucked. We got their minds fucked up.
Someone actually had me talking about this. They may think I made it up until they know it's true.
I would think you made it up. That's why I was asking you. That's why I told you slow down.
His name is Mapisa Nkakula. She was the defense minister. She is currently the speaker of the South African National Assembly. So her case the prosecutors are pushing for her arrest, and she has taken a leave of absence from her role as parliament speaker because she was previously accused of taking bribes. It is not the first time. She was previously accused of taking $135,000 in bribes and another $15,000
Right,
So
well, these
all
get
these
some money,
process came
not
together,
the
and then
wig shit. These get money, don't get a wig. Goddamn. Exactly, and exactly right, Jibber Jabber. Exactly right, Jim. So you had that bridge fall in Pittsburgh because of the drainage. Yeah, you
Mhm.
won't have me ride on the express. When I get to Kenya this summer, I won't be riding on that shit. Hey, let's pick you up from the airport. Let's drive on the expressway. Nigga, you drive on that shit. I'm not driving on that shit. You crazy? This shit been rain soaked. I know these politicians don't give a damn about Kenyans. They're not gonna go back and put some heavy duty structure on this thing. This shit gonna collapse. I'm not about to be the one to collapse with this shit. I ride the regular. I ride the road with the poor people. Shit. At least I stay alive. Shit.
That must have been worse, kid, because the expressway is above it. It has been built above
I know.
the common
It's
road.
above it.
So
I know. I
I know the
get it.
flooding was coming down to the common road,
Yeah. That's why I say it's
and
above.
that
That's why I say it's gonna fall. I know it's above. That's why I'm talking about it's falling. I'm not
and the
gonna be
bad
on that
news.
shit when it falls.
And I have bad news for you. That is the road that leads from the airport to Nairobi CBD. So if you
No,
land on Jomo
there's
Kenyatta International
there's
Airport, you
other
have
ways
to
that
use that
you
road.
no you don't. You can go around that road. No, you don't. There's other roads. I ain't gotta use that.
Nah, kid. That is the road
Nah,
that leaves the airport.
nah, nah.
You can
Cause
check it
well,
up. You can check it up.
I know, I know it goes to the airport, but as soon as I get on, there's an exit right on off the next part. There's an exit. I get off that first exit. I'm off that shit.
And Jiva Java is saying that's crazy, and he's saying build a road with no drains, that's crazy. Well, and Danny Harrison says if the rain wasn't that heavy and you've got flooding that killed people, Danny Harrison, 3 people were killed, 4 people died. What will you do with a monsoon? I don't know what we will do with a monsoon. We're all gonna die if we had that. And Danny Harrison say, look at the way China does construction in China. That shit collapses too. Why would you trust
Yeah,
the engineering of a country that doesn't do good work in their own country?
because the Africans don't know any of this. Dan, Africans don't know
Uh,
any of this. Go ahead, go ahead,
the reason this
go ahead,
happens,
Demar.
kid, is what we were talking about on Saturday with the confessions of the economic hitmen. So the
Economic
economic hit,
hitman. I wasn't
yeah,
up. I
we're talking
missed your
about
show
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
economic hitman was saying they were being pushed to go to developing countries, push projects in there so that
Yeah.
their countries would benefit from it. So China will come to Kenya, push a project that Kenya does not need, may
What
tell
was
Kenya
it?
to build a power plant in Turkana, build an
What wasn't?
international airport
What
that
wasn't?
Kenya
What
does
was
not
it?
need.
What wasn't? What wasn't the Chinese? That was the European powers of North America. That was the CIA that came in. That would
Yeah,
do
yeah, I know,
economic
kid.
hitmen all over
I
the
know,
world. But so China
I know,
just copying. Hold on, China just copy and pasted what they did.
I know. I'm just saying. I think the Chinese might have done a similar thing. They might have come to Kenya, pushed the same way they pushed the SGR to us, a
Yeah, I'm saying.
50-year-old
I,
railway, push it to
yeah,
us,
I'm
and
saying.
then make sure
I'm saying they copy.
the contractors are going to be from China, so that
Yeah,
the
I'm
money
saying.
goes back to China.
China, yeah, I'm sure they copy and paste, but they don't have a
Mhm,
good enough intelligence agency to really press like the Americans do. This that you got so many bootlickers in
mhm,
Africa. They
mhm,
don't got the same kind of spy agency in America that the CIA, Mossad, and Mossad really propped up damn China. So China's like a proxy country anyway, but they don't got
mhm.
the intelligence apparatus of an America, a Britain, and a Mossad, the Israeli. So you
So,
know.
kid, a quick question: don't you think there might have been a clause in the loan that China gave to Kenya that required that the road must be constructed by a Chinese company? We're giving you the
Of
loan,
course,
but you have to get from
of
our
course they say, of course they always said the Chinese make no bones. See the Africans. This is I'm gonna get. I hate to hear the Africans feel they said the Africans are stupid. They don't show up on time. They drink. Say you guys are
own.
drunk all the time. You don't
Mhm,
show up to work, and when we do show up to work, you steal shit off the sites. You said the Africans steal the damn work, the cement and shit. In Africa,
mhm,
corruption is so normal. You think after the job is done for the day, you're supposed to take the shit and go home with shit. Because you had
mhm,
Samir Suluhu say the same
mhm,
thing about some Chinese wanted to do some work in no, the Turkish. They're doing some work in Tanzania. And they had to say, hey, on the job when you leave, These people shit there. When you come back tomorrow, so you can still do the work. The Africans were stealing the shit off the job site and going home with it. Like, God damn. Just taking shit, taking shit off the job site and going home with it. You're like, God damn, no. So, yeah, they don't want to use the African. They say the African is too lazy and don't, which was a lie. But that's their
And they also
their
want the
that's their
money. They also
excuse.
want the money to go back to China.
We
The
know
money
that,
that they
that's why they use that excuse. That's right, that's the excuse. So, question is, why don't you? How can I join the conversation? Just send them a link, Demore. Let me see if I can send a link into the chat room.
I'll
Okay.
let me share a link on the on the
Sure.
chat screen.
Yeah, just go to guest and then share a link. And
All right,
put the chat room.
so that was what was happening in Kenya with the floods, kidnappings. With the floods, the kidnappings are in Nigeria. We're going to get to that. So 3 people died because of a badly constructed road that I think the Chinese might have forced down our throat. We did not, like the way they forced the SGR on us. But let us now look into other things. I've already told you about.
That's 50 to the STR. Wait. Did you put a link in the thing? I don't see no link. Where your link at?
I'm pasting it on
Where's your link in
the
the chat room?
Yeah, I've pasted it.
Yeah, I don't see it. There you go. Down there you go. Yeah. Okay. So smash that link to Africa. What's your name? Africa Tour by African. Yeah, the SDR. Imagine they overpaid. They got Africans paying for some outdated 60-year-old train technology. The Africans like, yay, we got a train. Like, hey man, this train is 50 years out of date.
But they really don't care for a minute. Bakins said that they would go into those countries, force projects into them so that they can put the people in debt, and of course get the money back.
The thing is to keep them in debt. The thing is to keep them in debt. But the thing is to make sure you stay bankrupt. Off fake money, off fake loans, because they want the real resources of the country, of the continent. So yeah, that's the thing. Put your debt, and if you didn't agree to the debt, that's when it's up. First they bring the economic hitman in, then they bring they call it the jackals next. Jackals are the assassins. First, the economic hitman gonna come and say, "Hey, nigga, you really need to do this for your own good. If you wanna stay alive, you like your children, you like to stay healthy. You need to go and sign this loan." Say, well, I don't need no loans. We can just have our own people do it. And we do it ourselves. No. That's not what we want. That's not what we want you to do. We want you to take an over extravagant loan that's going to bankrupt your country. So we're going to get the real resources from your country. We're going to get this fake paper that we make from absolutely nothing. Now, man, everybody knows the dirty scheme. They print money from nothing. So okay. So once I got done that,
if they are saying no. I'm saying if
so,
they are
so
saying no, they do.
Yeah,
they
bring the jackals. Now, so then if you say no, I'm bringing the jackals. I bring the assassins. So they come see. They say, oh, Demora, you like your kids? You like the school they go to? You don't mind me putting a bullet in their head? Bringing you mind? Do you want one to come back home in a body bag, nigga? Is that what you want? Yeah, I love your kids too. I know you love your babies, don't you, Demora? I'm gonna put a bullet in your baby head if you don't sign this contract. It is what it is. Since you don't got enough, you don't got a real military, and you don't got no clandestine. The Africans still today have not made their own CIA, their own clandestine agency. Make it make sense. The only people with no clan. Everybody's attacking African people, but you haven't developed your own clandestine agency. What? Like, why are you insane? You're supposed to have countermeasures.
In as much as we want that, who's going to spearhead that? Who's going to start that conversation? We have nobody who can really start that conversation.
It's going to be somebody an adult, somebody not a coward. Somebody going to have to be somebody somebody like an Ibrahim Toure who's got real control of the country. He's going to have to do it. Say, listen here, he's going to get his cabinet. Listen, man, we got to get people in. Some of my people that are already in America, that already in goddamn Europe, France, England, Germany, they're gonna be
Mhm.
sleeper cells. They're gonna be there as spies. And anything
Mhm.
happening here, I'm gonna make sure when I'm talking to Americans, say, well, you know what, you're gonna do this. I'm gonna say, no, we're not gonna do that because we got people in your country. I mean, because Americans are we got people in your country, and you see where you got terrorism and shit running around Africa. We're about to have terrorism running around Europe, France, Germany, England, and America. Okay, I'm letting you know they're there. So test me, test me.
And
See
Danny
that's
Harrison agrees
that's how
with you,
war
and he
works.
says it looks like Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are engineering their own currency system. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Let's see if the Sahel Alliance will be the first to maybe come up with such a thing.
Yeah, but they're going to develop a clandestine agency there, Danny. Dan, they want to develop a clandestine agency to have protection because you know they're going to constantly be trying to genocide. I mean, suicide Ibrahim and the other leaders. That's why you constantly getting coup attempt, coup attempt, coup attempt, coup attempt. See, if those three African countries get free for real, all the wealth
Mhm.
comes back to them, and all these puppets in Africa. Then people like, hey, how's Burkina Faso and Mali and Niger? They're not all poor and fucked up no more. They don't got Chinese people telling them what to do. They're not taking bad loans no more. How's that possible? Because they got free and they got real clandestine agents and they became men, not children. They said, we're going to smack you in the mouth the way you smack us in the mouth. Understand 40 laws of power. Power does not respect weakness on no terms. You must hit power with power. Can't say, oh, please stop, white man. Please, agent, please, I'll be our friend. Please don't hurt us. Power does not respect weakness. Good. Good, Demar. What's that we're looking at? The
And before
lake still rained on?
before we invite Smart J over, let us head to a little bit of more theatrics because politics and most of the news
He's
is
already here.
Where it looks
He's
like
already.
Africa is about, it looks before we give him a chance, it looks like Africa is about to have its youngest politician in power. I'm saying youngest politician because I do not consider Traore a politician but a leader. So Senegal has been having its election yesterday, and Bassirou Diomaye, who's 44 years old, looks like he's gonna take it home. We were here with you on Friday.
I don't know if the elections are free and fair. See, they just happy. See, what you see is a lot of ignorant niggas in the street. That's what you're seeing. A lot of ignorance. That's what you see in every African country. They think they're gonna believe they're getting changed, and they probably got another puppet in there. They just all happy with, oh, we might get real change, yay! But I'm gonna tell you, they didn't, because they didn't fight no fucking real war to get no change. So like I told you, always read Machiavelli's The Prince. When they made this fake democracy up, that's to hide the real people that run the planet. So you'll be mad, oh man, we got this new guy and his shit's still fucked up, it don't work. So you mad at that guy. But you're not, if you don't know who's actually behind the throne running everything. Like, man, just bad your own president.
They're just happy they've gotten rid of Macky Sall after 12 years in power.
Exactly. See, exactly. They don't understand that, that's just like, that allows the African to burn out some steam because they made the African ignorant. Go ahead.
You have to give it to the people of Senegal, despite the fact that they are very ignorant. You know what had happened? Macky Sall had postponed the elections to December, but they took to the streets, and so many of them were killed. They took to the streets and had Senegal
you have no choice.
You have no
choice.
The election was
we have no choice. You're the youth of Africa. You're the majority. It's not being cowards. You're the youth. The youth are the majority. In Kenya, in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Zambia, Zimbabwe, the youth are mostly ignorant. So that's what keeps these despots in power. But I don't know the guy who they elect as president. I don't know who they elect.
It's the 44-year-old that we were talking about on Friday.
Oh, Macky Sall?
No, Macky Sall is the one who left. So the one they elected is called Osman Diombaye.
Oh, that was the one that was in prison, right?
Yeah, the one that was on prison is Sonko. Sonko did not vie; he was disqualified. So, but this is
Oh,
his
see,
student. This is his student. He was
okay, we'll see.
nurtured by Sonko.
We'll see. Okay, but we'll see. We'll see. You know, I can't say
Umaye
what a
is.
coon. I
Mhm.
can't say. We'll see what he does. See, the whole thing is to get free of European and Asian power. So
I
they
hope
got
the
to sit
people.
back.
I hope the Senegalese youth can learn. You know, the same way that they took to the streets and made sure that Macky Sall was not gonna remain in power for the whole of this year. I hope
But
they
but
know, they
that that
see
does
the power that
that
they
does
have
that
and
doesn't
learn
matter.
that they
That
can.
doesn't
Mhm,
that doesn't matter. I mean, it's good they see that, but it doesn't matter because through all
mhm,
these things you see in Africa, the ignorance still always destroys them because they go back to normacy, and the
mhm,
policies never change because they didn't change the system. So you're in a system of worldwide. Most Africans don't realize you're in a system of worldwide white supremacy, white supremacist power. Most Africans don't even know that, even through colonialism. You're in a whole system. I think like I said, I think all these people are impoverished in Africa, in Senegal, and all the wealth is in Africa. How can that be? You're in a system of global white supremacy power. And it's not going to, just because you get one election, I'm not going to want to give up the goddamn gold, diamonds, cobalt, coltan, and the shit you got. Care about you niggas dancing in the street? Because I'm going to figure out a way to put you back into slavery, mental slavery. Because if you haven't freed your mind,
mhm.
if all these people still worship white people, which most Africans do, then I got you. You still have a colonized mind. Till you get rid of your colonized mind,
Mhm.
like I was listening to the girls today. They were talking about. I was listening to Shamani and whatever that new girl's name. I forgot her name. Whatever her name is. Shit, I don't know. But
I, I can't lie. She told me the name like 5 minutes ago, and I can't remember it.
see,
It's complicated. It's a hard name, kid. I'll ask her again tomorrow.
the more I try to laugh at me and did the same thing. Get out of here. anyway, like they were saying,
Mm,
they were saying, they some of them had some crush over some French guy, some French. Oh, the French guy. He's not French. He's African. He's an African that speaks French. He's not French. He's African. The melanated French guy. Melanated French guy? What are you talking about? That's an African. I like saying an African, the melanated English guy. They're not English. They're African.
and let us now hear what Smart J has to say. I don't know if he's still with me. Smart J,
So
we have been talking
he's
about
still
the
there.
flood. We've been talking about
He's
the
still there.
floods in
Go ahead.
Kenya and the corruption in South Africa, and now we are talking about the elections in Senegal, where it looks like Africa is about to have its youngest ever politician, because 44 years is quite young for an African president. I don't know how he clenched that. We always have them at 60s. So,
Yes.
Smart J,
Marjay, you there? Oh.
maybe it's raining where he is. He's gonna join us later. Let us look at other news from all over Africa, and at least some positive news from Nigeria today, where over 130 abducted school children have been rescued after weeks in captivity. So, of the 300 school children that were kidnapped, 130 have been rescued. So, those are positive news coming from Nigeria, at least for once. This comes after Tinubu said he's not going to pay ransom for nobody, not paying no more ransom. So today they rescued 130 school children. So that leaves about
Uh-oh.
170 still
Watch out.
kidnapped.
Still got 170 still left?
Yeah.
I guess it's some kind of victory, Demore. I guess it's some kind of victory.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'll have to give it to Tinubu, who said he's not going to pay ransom and rescued 130. So let's see. They were given 21 days ultimatum to either have paid the ransom or all the children are going to get killed. So it is a battle between Tinubu and time. So if he won't be able to rescue them within the 21 days, then they are going to get killed, the 170 remaining. So,
Man, if you waiting on old Tinubu to be your hero, man, you might as well go and start praying to Allah, Jesus, whatever you believe in. You ain't gonna make it.
so let's see what will happen. Let's see whether they are going to put in the same effort they put in with the 137. By the way, there have been more than 1,500 students who have been kidnapped in Nigerian schools since 2015. 1,500. And in a working continent, this would be a whole discussion. We would have seen emergency meetings being called all over. I expect Ruto to be in Lagos right now talking about how in a continent that works. But of course, this is Africa. Nobody really cares about the school children except for their parents, and no arrests were made during the rescuing. But at least let us appreciate the small bit of positive news we had.
How they get them? How they get them there? I don't know. Rest were made. How they free them? Hold on, Demo. You mean they got the kids and let the bandits go? That was you trying to tell me?
And
telling me?
Even the abductors, Nigeria is a joke of a country because even the abductors were not serious. The abductors were riding motorcycles.
I know.
The abductors who abducted the school children were riding motorcycles. So they had to put, I don't know how they carried the 300 students in motorcycles, but they had motorcycles. So they were rescued in one of the counties, Kaduna, in Kaduna state. That is, the Kaduna governor, Uba Sani, was the one who told the media that they had rescued 137.
You mean tell me tomorrow they don't got drones? They don't got drones. They don't got drones in the Nigerian military to see where the kids are going, but they're getting kidnapped on bikes. All you do is put some drones in the sky.
How are they going to charge the drones, kids? Drones need power.
How are they going to do what with the drones?
Drones need power. How are they going to charge the drones? They have no electricity there. Unless they get solar powered ones.
Hey, Nigeria, that's the Maury. That's the Maury. That's not me. That's the Maury. That's not me.
So, but those are good news from Nigeria. And please let me know when you can hear me, Smart J, so that we don't deny you an opportunity to contribute to the discussion. As we head to Malawi, where Malawi has declared a state of emergency over drought. People are dying in Malawi because of drought right now. And it says it urgently needs more than $200 million in humanitarian assistance. That is according to their president,
Always begging. They don't got $200 million, which is not. They always need assistance and begging. We need help. We don't. That's why every African country always begging. I need $200 million. I can't take care of nobody. It's always the same thing. That's why. Don't tell me how many NGOs are in Malawi. The more shit.
Let me check it out right now. So, out of the 28 states in Malawi, 23 of them are having serious problems. They have declared a state of emergency in 23 out of 28 states. That means only 5 states in Malawi have food. They are,
have water.
Let me see how many they are in Malawi, how many NGOs. They found 1,000 UK NGOs. I've just seen statistics for.
They don't have like the more say, if you was the United States of Africa,
they don't have the statistics for the whole of Malawi, but they have 921 UK NGOs in Malawi. Only UK. I saw only for UK. 921 UK NGOs. And
got 1,000. And Malawi ain't got that but like 3 million people. 2 million, some shit like that.
So
just
imagine
1,000
Malawi,
NGOs alone.
UK alone, UK NGOs.
Yeah, my fault. That are from Britain alone. Crazy.
So they're saying the floods were because of El Nino. there was an El Nino induced dry spell, and that was why President Chakwera was begging for help from the international community, saying Malawi is going through a humanitarian crisis with more than 2 million people facing the danger of starvation. So he's saying they planted in November and the maize germinated because they had rains. However, in December there were no rains, and therefore they don't have food. So they're saying they need around 600,000 metric tons of food, and this is happening. The neighboring country is Zambia, by the way. Zambia also declared this last month. So it looks like it is a problem that is happening because this is Malawi. We were talking about Zambia with you here at the end of Feb. They also declared a state of emergency because of drought. And that is the food. That is the whole problem with food security in Africa.
But it's bad leadership, Demore. Because should nobody be starving in Africa when you got the best soil? Like if you had like a United States of Africa, one state can help the other state or the country and give that food over to them because you'd be one country. Because you could have like just in Congo alone could feed the whole continent of Africa. Just one part of Africa could feed all of Africa. It'd be the breadbasket of Africa. But since you got corrupt leadership and the way these Europeans are setting up, that's why you got constant food insecurity. You got the best soil on the planet. You got constant food insecurity.
You should add for now when you say Congo can feed the whole of Africa. It's just for now because with all the campaign with Bill Gates is always in Africa with all the GMO campaigns happening.
That's what they try. Exactly. That's right. They're trying to make sure you can't feed yourself. Yeah,
with
whose fault is that?
Being sold sand for fertilizers.
Yeah, whose fault is that? Listen, you can't stay ignorant forever, Demore. Jesus Christ, I'm almost like damn Joby now. The Africans have got to be blamed for a little bit. How do you know so much, Demore? And still, most Africans still don't know shit. I just thought I'm getting sold sand, and I can't tell sand ain't fertilizer. God damn, can I smell it or something? Shit is crazy, man. Shit, Jesus Christ.
Buying sacks of sand to go and plant with.
Yeah, that was disturbing. That broke my heart.
Let me look at the comments real quick. I can see Joby has a show scheduled for 8:15, so I have to give her time to prepare. Let me look at the comments before we come and wind up. So, Danny Harrison was saying, Jiba Jaba was saying, that's how white guys do on American construction sites. My neighbor built his house with scammed black and bricks. So
damn, it was still no. He was even the white guys are stealing shit from the construction site, and he said his neighbor built his house from stolen shit off the construction site.
But I'm not gonna blame him though. I went to the village and they were putting maram on the road near my grandparents' place. And then my grandparent decided his cows were not gonna sleep on the soil again, and he carried a lot of maram and put it on the cow shed. I don't blame them. Stole a lot of maram from the road, and now his cows are sleeping on maram.
So your granddad is part of the problem tomorrow. Goddamn.
His cows are sleeping on tarmac, kid.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and Ziba Jaba says, I bet Kenya runs the old narrow gauge rail too. Yeah, that is the railway that goes from Kenya to Uganda. If I want to go to Uganda on railway, I'll have to use that one. And Danny Harrison says, and for God's sake, cultivate an environment to build your own corporations, such as construction companies.
Yeah,
that is
crazy.
I like how you say it, cultivate an environment, because the corporations are already there, the construction companies are there and in plenty, but they are never given the contracts because apparently the loans come with clauses that say, for example, a loan from China, the Chinese people will demand that the contract be given to a Chinese firm. Alone from France will
Of
demand
course.
that the contract be given to, So that is why Danny Harrison is saying cultivate an environment, because the problem is with the environment. We have to create an environment that allows for our own companies and corporations to be allowed to build Africa. And we can't do that with loans unless we generate our own money that does not have clauses that require us to give
Exactly.
them to I don't know who. When Danny Harrison says it looks like Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger engineering their own currency system, let's how it goes. He was referring to uh, having our own intelligence. And Danny Harrison goes on to say that's why you've got to attack the source of a problem and not the effects. It outlines the importance of education, which, as you know, the education system is not
I
really a
think
system.
Gimon,
There you go.
We can
Go
hear you,
ahead.
Smart J. Go ahead.
There you go. Ahead.
I said I can add on the Burkina Faso and Mali and Niger issue about their own currency. I think
Mm-hmm.
anytime any country in Africa think of escaping the dollar currency of the United States, its leaders will be assassinated. So I think that will not go by engineering their own currency. I think it will be hard as let's say the BRICS one will survive, but this from Africa it will be hard because of the
Nah, the
anytime.
BRICS one is phony. It's the own. You gotta understand the BRICS is controlled by the same one. That's why I see Smart J doesn't. The BRICS is controlled by the same people that created the dollar. See, that's what you don't know. No, you gotta go. You gotta go for that. That's why you
I
gotta
think
make sure you protect your people. Forget being assassinated. Whether you kill me or not, it's still gonna go along. You gotta make it so that your people know
Mm-hmm.
whether you kill me or not don't make a difference because the next
I,
person behind me is gonna implement the same policy. The
I
BRICS is
think
a scam. Go
I
ahead.
think the best, I think the best country will I think the best currency will be Bitcoin because I think if we have a person who has created a currency and it is known, that person will be assassinated. So anybody who is
That's all
ready to
right. You can't put it in one person's hands. You got to put it in the whole. You got to have a whole cabinet of people. It can't be like Gaddafi because they killed his ass and stopped. No shit. Don't nothing stop. And then, like I said, you got to have a clandestine. You can't just say they're gonna kill you. If you kill me, I'm coming to kill your ass. That's what's got to be done. The African has got to grow up as a
okay
people,
because
as a goddamn power. Go ahead.
those people
Go ahead.
those people control money, those people control the medicine, those people control the system.
You got to go
I
ahead.
think it will for anybody from Africa.
Nigga.
Gaddafi tried it and he died a very bad death. I think
Of course.
nobody now for now. I think in this generation we have now will try and fight for the dollar. I think even Putin is trying to fight, but it is hard for him. So you can see the wars he is fighting there. So nobody in this generation. I think it will be hard in this for this generation. Maybe the next generation
What's worth
will think out of
what's
the
worth to
box
die
and
for?
see.
What are you doing now? Is it worth dying? What's worth dying? What's worth dying? Is anything worth dying? Is anything worth dying for? Is your freedom of your children, your grandchildren worth dying for? That's what you gotta ask yourself. What will you die for? So you can't be cowards. So listen here, listen here. We need our own currency in Africa. That's it. We need to get out. The Europeans have dominated African people. Yeah, we know that. So what? So now it's time to I agree with Burkina Faso. Keep creating that currency. And anybody kills you, you go kill the president of the United States. You go put a bullet in the head of the Queen of damn England, whoever the hell's up there. You gotta do tick for tack. You gotta stop
I
saying
think
they can just come kill you and nothing's done. They gotta fear you like you fear them. Yes, you're right. They're gonna come see you. That's the European nature. They're gonna come see you. You gotta
They're
go
gonna
see
pay you a
them.
visit. Mhm.
African themselves are their own enemies because they will not accept to trade among their brothers. Yeah, yeah,
So,
like here in Tanzania, they were not accepting some goods from Kenya, their neighbors. And
yeah,
if we use the same currency, they are not accepting our goods. I think that currency will be useless because currency is exchange of goods. They will be buying of goods using the same currency, and we will be selling our
just
goods using the
I
same
think
currency. So
I think
if
Just a minute, Smart J. I think what Keith is trying to say is it's time for Africans to stop playing the victim. You know, we've been pulling the victim card too much with all the talk of somebody is coming to see you, someone is coming to pay you a visit if you do this.
Exactly.
It is time for us to pay them a visit now. It is time for us to
Exactly.
see them.
You
Yeah,
you
we
gotta be
keep
one
playing,
paying the
keep
visits
playing the
now.
victim card too much.
Exactly. Why is it that they get to come always keep coming to pay us a visit and they don't ever get no visits paid to them? That's what I'm talking about. You gotta create. Can't be you always come knocking on my damn door. Shit.
Mhm.
Ain't nobody gonna knocking on. Hey, shit. I'm tired of
The
you knocking on
narrative,
my damn door. Get out of here.
the narrative, and rightly so, should be if you say something, if you try to do something to Africa, we are coming to see you right there at
That's
your
right.
place,
Exactly right.
knocking on the door right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Listen, power only respects power.
Mm-hmm.
Fred and Tanzania. That's why Africans have been constantly put upon. Power only respects power. Don't respect your weakness. If you talk about, well, if we do this, we might get killed. So what? If we get to killing too, that's what you got. That's what you got to say. Can't just
Mm-hmm.
say, sadly enough, that's what's going to have to be done because they're not. We know. See, we know their nature. That's just honest. They're going to come see us. Okay, we know that. That's true. But ain't like we can't, go see them back. See, do we always got to be the ones that's always getting murdered and abused? Shit, we grown ass men.
And
Shit.
I know. And Danny Harrison says a man who always tries to weaponize victimhood is a weak man. And you always refer
Yes.
to the 48.
Yes.
You always refer to the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Grains. And Law 15 says, "Crush your enemy totally." That
Exactly.
is, are my words, Robert Grains. Crush your enemy totally. You gotta do that. And especially, I need to start seeing that with
And
with the Sahel Alliance. On Friday, I reported that the U.S. Army said they are not left the Sahel because they are not received an email. They were waiting for an email. An email with a subject. The subject should be "please leave," and it starts with "I hope this finds you well. Kind regards. Kind regards." The military junta. That's what they are waiting for. That's what they said. That's what the U.S. Army said. The Minister of Defense was talking to the Congress. So I think we should start seeing that with the Sahel Alliance. They're waiting for an email.
and,
Send them that email, but make it special.
and exactly what Demore said, right? Crush your enemy. See, the African have been trying to pretend like these people have not been our enemies. They've been our enemies. They tell you they're our enemies. They don't try to lie about that. The African try to say, oh, we can be friends with everybody. They've never been our friends. They're not going to be. And Demore is right. You must crush your enemy thoroughly. You must crush them because we never made ourselves an enemy of these people. They declared themselves enemies of us. We never done nothing to nobody. African people never done nothing to nobody but love them, kindness, and then got smacked in the head for being kind and loving.
Yep, that's our weakness. Our weakness is, of course.
Come back, family. We'll be back on here in 15 more minutes with our man Joby.
And
I
as I
told you he
finish,
was gonna, I told you he was gonna come back. He didn't realize when our channels got taken down a week ago. My Tanzanian buddy, we was on the other channels. That channel you on now, that got taken down last week.
and of course, Jiba Jaba was talking to Smart J. He was telling him to watch for scams, especially with the I guess he was talking about the Bitcoin part, the cryptocurrency, the new digital currency, which
I
yeah,
think
Jiba
they've
Jaba is
already,
saying,
I think they've already infiltrated. But I think it's a good idea when it's in the blockchain. It's a good idea. But now that I see all the banks, the people that run this planet now talking about, yeah, we must get into Bitcoin, and I'm like, uh oh. I think I think it's a good way of having things decentralized and not working with the central bank. The central bank is how the Europeans got all their power with these fake banks. And digital currency is a way. There's only so much currency. You can't just print fake Bitcoin. There's only so much around. So, yeah, I do think it's a good idea, but I just say be cautious about it. Be very cautious. That's all.
And I'm gonna be having sometime this week. I'm gonna be having a crypto trader who's doing very, very well, really, really well. A very young crypto trader from Kenya who's making a lot of money from crypto. I'll be having him
Oh, well, that's
sometime this
good.
week. He'll be
Let's
coming
talk
to
to him.
tell us about.
See if we can get us some goddamn investments. and
So,
don't and
he'll
don't
be
steal
coming
our
to tell
damn
us about
and don't
crypto
and don't and
and
don't
learning
and
about
don't
crypto.
and don't steal our damn money. Make sure.
Yeah, so I'll be having him sometimes, either this week or on my show on Saturday, depending on his timing. So join Joby and Keith in the next. They have a show scheduled for 8:15, so in the next 12 minutes. So a big
Next
shout out
12
to
minutes we'll
everybody.
be back, family. Next
Big
12
shout out to
minutes we'll be
everybody.
back.
Big shout out to Jiba
Yes,
Jaba,
sir.
Danny Harrison, and of course everybody else who was listening to me and didn't comment, and everybody who's gonna
Yes,
watch
sir.
this stream later. Big shout out to Smart J also, who's doing an amazing, amazing work with teaching people how to farm in the African way. So
I'm,
big
I'm,
shout out to
I'm
you,
glad
Smart J. Thank you for joining me.
I'm glad he's
Thank you.
doing that. Well, Jay, we'll be back in about 15 more minutes, brother. You can welcome to come and join us again.
I will be there. I will be there.
Much love,
So
family.
enjoy the rest of your day. It's always a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Jamar, hey, I don't want to see you on that road going to the airport.
Don't have money for flights right now. I think I'm safe. can't afford a flight right now.